We finally know what's happening to the first Overwatch after Overwatch 2 launches. Bungie is suing one YouTuber for a whopping $7.6 million, and some new developments in the long-running rumor that Michael Jackson did the music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is your Daily Fix. Overwatch 1 fans who aren't feeling Overwatch 2, I have some bad news. Overwatch 2 has been confirmed to fully replace the original Overwatch game at launch. In a Reddit AMA, Overwatch 2 director Aaron Keller confirmed the upcoming Overwatch sequel will replace the original live service when it launches in October. And yes, calling it a sequel seems a tad off, considering it's a complete rebrand remake of the original. Former game director Jeff Kaplan announced last year at BlizzCon Overwatch players would get to experience a shared multiplayer environment with PvP possible across the two titles. Now it looks as though Overwatch will in fact be overwritten entirely. Overwatch 2 will be free to play and shakes things up by adding new map systems and, most controversially, a 5v5 model. Players who still have unopened loot boxes will have them automatically open and existing currencies transferred to Overwatch 2 accounts directly. Skins will also transfer into Overwatch 2 from all platforms with cross-progression. MMR SR for competitive play will not receive a reset going into Overwatch 2, but accounts that haven't played in some time will take part in a new decay system that lowers MMR. Players with special player borders won't get to carry those over, but Blizzard is working on a way for players to display their portrait level in Overwatch 2. This news might not come as a surprise to hardcore Overwatch fans who've been paying close attention, but the messaging has definitely been a bit muddled. Blizzard mentioned Overwatch 2 would be a completely different game, which sort of makes it sound like the two versions would coexist, but that's clearly not the case. Not all fans want a completely different game, so it'll be interesting to see if Blizzard adds some kind of legacy mode to appeal to that crowd. Either way, expect to hear more about Overwatch 2 as we get closer to the early access launch, which kicks off October 4th. I'm curious if fans are upset or just kinda over it, but yeah, let me know in the comments. Moving on, Bungie is on the warpath to sue a YouTuber over a series of illegitimate DMCA takedowns he issued last March. YouTuber Nicholas Miner, who goes by Lord Nazo, received a DMCA takedown notice from Bungie for posting the entire soundtrack for Destiny 2 The Taken King on his YouTube channel. He refused to comply and eventually had his account deleted. After that, he apparently decided to pay it forward by issuing a reported 96 takedown notices to other YouTubers, all the while pretending to be a Bungie employee. Miner reportedly identified himself as, quote, Bungie's brand protection vendor while threatening innocent YouTube creators with copyright strikes if they didn't delete their Destiny 2 videos. On top of that, Miner was heavily involved in community discussions surrounding DMC takedowns and used his fake job title to spread misinformation, which allegedly caused Bungie significant reputational and economic damage. How significant, you ask? How about $7.6 million? Bungie's lawsuit is citing $150,000 in damages for each of the fraudulent DMCA takedown notices. What really boggles my mind is DMC citations don't make any money. Issuing DMC takedowns on innocent YouTubers is an obnoxious thing to do, but it's also kind of obnoxious to sue someone for almost $8 million because they were being a troll. Nonetheless, Bungie is probably looking to make an example of Miner in hopes others do not repeat his mistakes. And finally, for a second, it seemed like we had confirmation of the long-running rumor that Michael Jackson worked on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 soundtrack, but turns out something got lost in translation. The recently released Sonic Origins featured an alternate version of the Sonic 3 soundtrack, much to the dismay of fans. And there's been some speculation if this had anything to do with the King of Pop's long-rumored involvement. Then today on Twitter, veteran Sega programmer and Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka tweeted out, "Oh my god, the music for Sonic 3 has changed, even though Sega official uses Michael Jackson's music." At which the internet lost its collective minds. But then he posted a retraction explaining that he was reacting to a video on the official Sega TikTok celebrating Sonic's 31st birthday that just happened to use Billie Jean as the background music. It's been long speculated the pop legend Michael Jackson worked on the original soundtrack due to how similar it was to songs like Smooth Criminal and Stranger in Moscow. And while that's still possible, it's also possible that the similarities caused some legal issues for Sega, prompting them to replace the classic Sonic 3 soundtrack with an alternate version discovered on a prototype build of the game from 1993. Either way, Yuji Naka's surprise at Sega using a Michael Jackson song seems to suggest there's something going on. Otherwise, why say anything at all? Unless, of course, he knew that fans would react that way because of this decades-old rumor, or maybe we're overthinking it. But anyways, the point is, it's Sonic's birthday, so happy birthday, Sonic! And that is your Daily Fix for today, June 23rd. Follow the Daily Fix on Snapchat, download IGN on all the apps, everything else just stick to IGN. I'm Narz, and remember to always stay fabulous.